Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Finishing out week 8 here at Michigan International Speedway in the B-Fix series. Going out for our pace lap. Did not qualify, got into the server really late, so didn't have enough time to start a qualifying lap. Probably going to end up burning me. I think we're starting 22nd, if I remember correctly. Yeah, 22nd out of 23. I am car number 22, so we're technically starting where we're supposed to. By looking at the lap times, based on my fastest lap, I probably would have been like a 10th or 11th place car. So we'll see how that goes. It's going to be fun. Seems like most races have been pretty clean. So we'll see how that works out. Just going to try to do the best I can to tire save. Try to find my way up through the field. You know, anything close to the top 10 I'll be happy with. Just all going to see how it goes. Hopefully shake off the bad luck from the Tour Mod Fix race and try to do a little bit better. So,
green.
Slow start here at the back. A couple fast cars back here as well. Just see what we can do. Working outside for now. Gonna take it real easy through 1 and 2. Easy on the tires. Outside's not really the place to be, but
Still there.
just gonna work it as best as we can.
Keep it together. Hold your line.
Battling for dead last as we got the 23 alongside of us.
Still there.
Cars fanning out up ahead. So I'll take being dead last right now.
You got one right side.
Dive it to the bottom. Really not going to go much below that first seam through the corners. This is on the
Still
new
there. Clear
Michigan 2018 scan. We'll just see what we can do out of it. Try not to dive it too deep into turn 1 and jump on the brakes. It's going a little bit slower than I expected back here. Try to work our way to the inside of the 13. Gets a good run off of turn number 2. Stay here behind the 23s. He seems to be moving up through the field.
He's still there.
Back to the inside of the 13 again.
Clear him fine.
Hopefully clear him off at turn number 4. He falls back a little bit. 15 actually works by him. And we'll see who's going to be quicker between the 23 and the 14. I think a gap's starting to open up to the 8 up ahead, so I don't want to be stuck behind these two too long if I want to try to move up through the field, but don't want to burn the tires up or too early either. Decent strength of field, fairly strong for me. The goal is just to keep it clean. And try to tire save and hopefully pick some spots up here early on and then pick a little bit up more later on in the race if we do stay green. Try to get to the inside of 23 here down the front stretch, see if we can buy him through 1 and 2.
That lap was at 14.25. Coming up on your. Still
Dive
there.
in a little bit deeper than him.
He's still there.
Turn 1, we'll see if he gets the run off at 2.
He's still there. Keep digging. That line's clear.
Yeah, we clear him. Alright. I think he was a little bit slower than the 14. Seems to be a little bit slower compared to the 10 up ahead. Kind of get just a little bit of rotation there through 4. Try to get to the inside of the 14. We've got a wreck up ahead. We're going to slow it down as we've got cars everywhere. Somehow don't get an off track. 14 gets by us. I guess that was the benefit of being towards the back of the field. Was able to avoid that one. Try to get the 15 by us. It's rolling. Looks like he is. So yeah, the 14 just held it going to the high side. I just thought going low and hitting the brakes was going to be the better move, so probably lost a spot that I shouldn't have, but it's okay. I don't know if it's worth it to come in for pits now.
Tires. We're under caution.
Got 2 sets of tires. I'd hate to use one now and be burned, but might not be a bad idea to take one. Try to see what everybody does. Pit lane is going to be closed. So we'll see where that sorts us out. I think I should be probably 19th. Maybe pick up another spot depending on who's all on pit road. Looks like the 23's on, 6 is on pit road. So it has us into 17th. So a few spots up from where I started the race. A little bit under halfway to the top 10. Definitely felt like we had some pace compared to the 14 and the 8.
Pits are open.
Hard to judge myself with the rest of the field since I didn't really know what it was going to be like once I got by the 14 and the 8. See what the field's going to do if they're all going to come in. I'd hate to give up spots, but I'd hate to also be a sit duck on tires. It's like everybody except one car is going to come. I think it's better to come in and not be a sit duck on the tires.
Watch your speed limit in the pits.
Try to nail this pit stop. Not that
miles per
if
hour.
we lose too many spots, we go far behind, but
Box in a 5,
good chance to hit it.
4, 3, 2, 1. Box now.
Probably pitted just slightly behind where I need to be, but that's okay. I get the 4 tires. Fuel's gonna be fine. There's no reason to grab that. So we're gonna come out behind the 14. Looks like the 10 also jumped us, or no, the 10 was up ahead, so the 8 jumped the 10 coming out of pit road. Damage to fix on the car. We didn't have any contact with anybody, so we should still come out in 17th. The 8 jumped to 10. That was the only change in the 3 cars up ahead. Let's see what the tire wear was like. 99, 98. Yeah, kind of exactly what I expected. I don't know. Might not have been worth it that early on, but might have been smart idea to try to play the track position game. We'll go to the front, but hoping this race will go green the rest of the way, and then it'll work out that those few laps will be worth
yellow. Pits are open.
a little bit more than one car that stayed out ahead. We'll see what happens. We get past 19, so I think that'll put us up another spot. We'll see. Should get the 1 to go this time by.
Okay, Jake, get ready.
16th, I think, is where we're going to restart. 14th, actually. Wow. Okay. So, a lot closer to the top 10 than I thought. I don't know if a top 5 is going to happen, but again, let's try to race as smart as I can around everybody and try to tire save. Still plenty of laps. We're going to have 24 once we get the green, so still plenty of laps if we go green all the way. That tire saving, I think, will definitely be worth it. Now, the 14 to our inside, like I said, I think we were faster then. Didn't really get to see too much with the 10 because he was up ahead of the 14 and the 8. Got the 3 just ahead, who started a couple spots ahead of us. He was one of the drivers that was faster, elected not to qualify. So he could be moving through the field. I just gonna try to see what everybody's doing, maybe latch on to somebody I feel like has a similar pace to what I want to run. Try to make that work. Try to do what we can again on the outside, but just gonna make the best of it. See what the leader likes to go.
Green flag clear.
Just trying not to get on the back bumper of the 10 and then have to check up and be in trouble for the restart.
1 car inside.
Not the best restart. We got the 14 to our inside. Not quite clear of him.
Keep it steady, still there.
Working to turn 1 on the high side. So try to see if we can get the run off at turn 2. Hopefully clear him that way. Just pay attention for any contact that happens up ahead.
Hold your line. Okay, Jake. Get next to cut. They're low.
Alright, clear to the 14, so puts us up to 13th. Right into turn 3. A little bit quicker than I wanted, kind of cut in front of 14. Just trying to get to that inside line, defend against that. Start following him behind the 8. Already running up a lot higher on the front stretch than I expected. A lot higher than I expected.
41.34.
feel like I'm driving in too deep compared to everybody into turn 1, but did it in practice. I didn't burn the tires up too bad. Starting to separate from the 14 a little bit. Trying to clutch back up to the back of the 10. The 8. Trying to carry as much momentum as I can without sliding the car. Leaning too much on the right front. It's going to block it from 8.
The lap time was 39.
Back off a little bit earlier in the turn 1. He's going to drive it. He's going to slide up in front of the 10. Going to try to use that as a pick.
Still there. They're high.
Alright, that's how you pick up 2 spots quickly. I saw the 8 diving in really deep on the bottom. Figured he was going to slide it. Was hoping that it wasn't going to result into a wreck. Just tried to use that, hoping it would stall the 10 out. That worked about as perfect as that could have. Now we're going to try to catch up to the 9 in this pack up here. Nobody's really broken away too much. So, I think a top 5 would still potentially happen.
You've just done a 39.80.
I'm going to learn how to drive a little bit more aggressive. Some of these restarts get some spots. I find that tends to be an area where I get beat quite often. 11 gets into the wall, he's going to be slow. Look to his inside down the backstretch into turn 3. Gets right, it might not be able to get the spot unless he's got enough damage. Here on the bottom, hopefully the 9 will get a run past him.
And you're right. The last lap time was at 39.94. Still there.
I have to take way too shallow of an entry in the 1 lead on the inside. He's going to put the 3rd or the 11 back on our outside. He gets a really good run there in the middle of 1 and 2. Clears us with no problem. I got to figure out a way around the 9.
Stay high. We got one inside.
I don't really want to work this outside line, but this might be the way that we have to do it.
We got one inside.
Get the momentum off at turn 4,
Still
work
there.
the high side behind the 11.
He's still there. He's still there.
A little bit slower down the front stretch than I wanted. 9's going to drive it deep into 1. We're going to watch for him to slide up. 16 slow on the outside. It's just trying to figure out who has the run and where to go. It's allowing the 10 to close back in.
You got one on the inside.
We're just kind of slow up ahead.
He's still there. Clear low.
He's really gained a ton of spots too. Adam's stalled out. I don't know who's going to be faster. It's killing me because the 10's closing up big time.
Right side.
11 might be a bit faster than the 16.
Still there. Clear up high.
Gets loose
Right
off
side. Keep high.
1 or 2, so we're going to go to the high side, but 9's slow.
Clear inside. Right side.
Trying to get aggressive because I feel like I'm a little bit quicker than these guys. I'm trying to work my way around.
Still there. He's still there.
Trying to put myself in the best spot to get a run. You got the 1 and the 4 up ahead, like their teammates.
Still there.
See how much being stuck behind the 11 and the 16 kind of brought
40.33.
everybody back together.
Still there. Still there.
Still working with the 9 to our outside.
He's still there. Clear high.
Into him. Sorry about that 9, that was my fault. 3 wide back there. Apologize to the 9 for pushing up off of turn 2. Just got too aggressive on the throttle trying to clear him out of the corner. Should put us up in the 8th. Top 5 might be tough because the 17's 5th place and he's quite a bit ahead. The front 5 is really broken out. I don't know if the 1 and the 4 are trying to tire save.
Fuel looks good. P8.
Get themselves back in. 10's made aggressive moves. He's up to 9th now behind us. He's charging hard. Not sure if he's working tire better or if he's going to be overdriving it. Just past the halfway mark. kind of content to sit behind the 1 and the 4 right now. Just got to watch for the 10 to drive hard on the inside. He gets a good run off the 4. Watch for him. See if I can try to draft and catch back up to the 4. Just trying to help keep a little bit of clean air. Part of the nose of the corner to get a little bit of front grip, not slide it so much. 14 to go next time by. Definitely not been a lack of action, that's for sure. Going away a little bit from the 10 that time. 12 and the 11 are going side by side back there. 12 started back by us. Taking a little bit of an earlier entry into 1 compared to the 4. 4's taking a lot later of an apex. See which line works out. I'm kind of favoring what the 1's doing right now. Back the corners up a little bit as the right front starts to wear. Yeah, I don't think a top 5 is going to happen. I think the best I could hope for is 6th place, but we're in 8th, which is better than what I had planned. Quite a few spots off that restart. 4 is going to dive to the inside of the 1. It's going to push up. 1's going to try to work back to the inside. I had to lift badly there in 2. Got on throttle way too early for what the tires could allow. 12's coming up. He's going to battle side by side with the 10 now. Should have been a lot closer to the 1, but be pushing it, having to lift, kind of killed the runoff. So still battling side by side with the 10. Looks like he's gonna clear him this time on the front stretch. I'll lift a little bit earlier. Just roll partial throttle a little bit longer. Keep that right front under control. You can see the better run I got that time off the corner. Pulling away from the 10. He's going to try to start attacking the 10 now. He's working to his inside as they go back into turn 3. Just focusing on trying to be as smooth as I can. Try to draft off the 1. 12 is slowly catching us.
41.18.
A little bit lower into turn 2 than I wanted. Not quite as good a run off the corner. 12's catching this big time. He might be able to make it by all 3 of us. Might also be pushing too hard too early, and maybe by the bend, last 5 laps or something. If he gets by, we'll be able to catch back up. So we've got 10 to go now. It's been a fun race since we went back green. It was fun before it, fun now. A little bit of a better run. Just not quite able to get back to the 1 like we were earlier. And we're trying to drive it a little bit easier, help save some of the right front, but don't quite have the run to get there. Rotated a hair there off of turn 4. 10's falling way back. 8 and 11 both got by him.
You've just done a 41.21.
Is definitely starting to pull away from the 1. He's got the gap up to 6/10. Lost time to the 17. Keeping even with the 12. Feel like he's definitely getting through turn 3 better than me. 1 slides up out of turn 4. But I had a bad turn 3, so we still lose time. Gaps are staying pretty consistent out back.
41.22.
Got 8 laps to go.
Okay, Jake. Lap times are pretty consistent.
Got a little low there in the middle of 1 and 2. 12 kind of pushes up, has to lift. I don't think he got the wall, just kind of did what I had to do there. Work on getting back to the throttle a little bit earlier in turn 3, I think. I can pick it up just a little bit sooner. Maybe try to catch the 1. 8 gets by the 12. So see if he saved enough. The restart starts charging by us. A little better run that time out of turn 2. 10's back to the 8. 2 10's up to the 1. But early that time out of turn 4, way too sideways. Way too sideways. Gonna kill our run down the front stretch. Ay. Got way too aggressive with the throttle that time. Really allowed the 8 to get a big run on us. He's got more grip to be able to hold the center a little bit quicker than we can. So we'll try to hang on to it. We're going to have 5 laps to go next time by. It's allowing the 12 to catch back up as well. So working through 3 and 4 a little bit better than the last time. 8's getting a big run on us. I lost a little bit of time to the 1. Leaders have pulled away. It's really kind of separated overall everywhere. 8's going to dive to the inside.
Still there.
I'd say he definitely saved tires better than we did.
Still there. Keep it steady.
Really want to battle side by side with him too long. It's going to allow the 12 to close back up, but
Inside's clear.
let's see if I can fight to hold on to this position. Maybe force him to run a little bit harder and use up the right front.
Inside line, you got 1. Still
Run
there.
off the corner.
Push. We can get this guy. He's still there.
Just not quite clear of him, and he's going to get the run to the inside.
1.47. Still there.
Diving a little bit deeper, use a little bit of brake.
Still there.
Keep pushing on the outside, out of 2.
He's still there. Keep digging. Keep it steady.
Go side by side. The only benefit is the 12 is falling back.
Still there. Still there.
So give you guys some good side by side action here.
Keep it together. Hold your
Closing
line.
laps.
Clear inside.
8 clears us finally. Yeah, I had a hard time trying to hold him off. Nothing I can really do. Only thing I can hope is to latch on behind him. Maybe if we can catch the 1 in the last 3 laps, try to just work by the 1, get back to 7th, or 8th, excuse me.
The lap time was at 41.53. Lap times are pretty consistent.
Way too slight happy there out of 2. Same thing as I did out of turn 4 a few laps ago. 12 has fallen back big time, and then there's a massive gap back to the 16th, so no reason why I should be able to stay in 9th. Just gotta try to drive it as smooth as I can, see if I can get back to the 8. Really fight and boost cart off the corner when I get on the throttle. It's a lot of fun, just not quite there yet. To be able to get by the 1 if the 8 gets by him.
Laps left.
Drove turn 1 a little bit. Watch to see what the 8 does off the 2. Loose. 1's going to try to throw a bit of a block. We'll get the white flag next time by. It's going to dive to the inside of the 1.
Is now 1.05.
1 pushes up the track. 8 gets loose on the inside. These two are going to go side by side down the front stretch. Try to draft off the 1, see who's going to give here going into 1.
White flag. 1 more to go.
1 gets into the wall on the entry of 1. drove it in too shallow. One's going to get the momentum on the outside. Trying to get the run off of turn 2 here.
Right side. He's still there.
Drag race with the one down the backstretch.
Still there. He's still there.
Drive it into 3, hopefully make
Keep
it
together,
stick.
hold your line. Outside line's clear.
Alright, clear the 1. So, we'll bring it home in 8th place. It was a lot of fun, actually. It ended up being a really good race. I think coming in for tire still was probably the right move. I will gladly take, after starting 22nd, being car number 22, I'll take 8th place. I know that's, you know, I've been trying to shoot for top 5s. Obviously, if I qualified, maybe I would have had a better chance. Track position, you know, seemed to matter a little bit, but the 3 finished 2nd. He did a great job moving up. You know, again, decent strength of field, so lost some iRating after the modified race, but to be, you know, car number 22 and finish 8th, I would gladly take. So I had that one moment there pushing up in the driver. It's a pretty clean race overall, and who knows, yeah, 9's not too upset about that. Looks like I said, if you get apology out, it'd be nice. A lot of drivers will look past a lot of mistakes, but who knows, maybe if I would have started in the middle of the field, would have got caught up in that wreck. 67-77, definitely was overdriving that right front. I think that's why the 8 got by us with ease. Just it's pushing it a bit too hard. You know, maybe got a little too racy too early on off of that restart, and but I was trying to get as much track position as I could, so I was kind of in a spot where I was just trying to navigate different lines and try to get by people as much as I possibly could, so made it a bit tougher to tire save, but looks like from the incident points, not a terrible race. Take a look at the beginning, look at everything and see what it all looked like. 15. It's a little bit of contact with 16. Might have even been a bit in that code there. 3's like, I don't know. That might have been net code there. 18 kind of came down off the wall. I don't think they really did a ton there. All right, I think this is what's going to cause the wreck to bring out the caution. Yeah, so the 6 comes down into the 5. Let's rewind this and look at this in slow motion. Because you can see the 5's running right around that middle seam. Coming down. He's not following the 1 quite as much. But he's kind of holding it for the most part. And then the 6 is just coming down off the wall. I think the 6 originally saw the 5 going lower and expected him to follow the 1. And the 6 was getting a run on the 4. So I think he was going to look to try to shoot the middle here. And the 5 just did not do that. And the 6 didn't seem to react quick enough, so that got the 6 and the 5 kind of connected together, slowed the 6 down. The 19 had nowhere to go, so then the 6 starts spinning around, and 19 gets into the 6. It's going to send the 5 up into the wall. 19's going spinning. 21's going to get involved in this. He goes spinning. The 3's going to squeak on by that. And then the 15 and the 18 end up getting into that. So let's see what ends up happening in the 15 and the 18. To get that one, I think 15's probably checking up for that. Yeah, 15's just outside of the 8, and he tries to cut to the bottom, and the 18 just tries to full send it and misses. Hits the 15, sends the 15 across the infield, 18 joins him. That's where we worked by. Let's take a look at it from our perspective. So this is where the 14's, I think, going to end up being able to hold it and go to the outside. I kind of... So right there, I see the wreck happening. It's up high, but it's coming down, so I just start getting on the brake to try to put it as low as I can to avoid the 5. And that was where the 14 was able to shoot by on the outside, I believe is how he made it through. So he's falling behind the 8. He sees the wreck happening. Clears it. Oh, navigates right in between the two of them. Wow. He had a little bit more... He definitely went through that a little bit quicker than I did. I guess good for him for making that stick, but I was not feeling that one. That early on in the race, I did not want to have that happen. So that was what brought out that caution. 6 is on, 18's have an issue coming out. Not sure what is showing there. All right, so 17 and the 14 are And side by side on the front stretch. I don't know, netcode if anything. Yeah, that's about the only thing I see there. 15 behind the 18. Thankfully this was behind us. 15, oh, barely any wall tap on the right side going into one if he even did. There's the 11 on the outside of the 4. This is where the 11 caught the wall off of 2 that we tried to take advantage of. 15 is going to be on the outside of the 12. Just gets into the outside wall off of 4 on the front stretch. 15 is going to get the wall out of 2. No, 15 is going to get the 5. And he gets him loose and he has to check up. 18 does a good job to stay off of him. Here's where I just drifted up off of 2. Yeah, a little bit of a shot to the 9. Stalled the 9 out. Felt really bad about that. Just flat out pushed too hard and then it sends the 9 back. Barely drags the wall. And 14 comes up on him. I think he expected the 14 to turn in a little bit sooner than what the 14 did, and the 14 kind of just continued going straight, like he was headed for a very late entry. And the 9 did not quite expect that, so that hit the 9. 9 gets loose, kind of gets back into the 14. Collects it. 10 behind us. Get the wall in the backstretch that allowed us to pull away. 17's behind the 20. This is for 5th. 17 and the 20 did a great job hanging up in the front. 17 drags the wall in the 1. 11 behind. Wall in the backstretch. 15 and 18 side by side into 3. Hard to say if the 15 pushed up or if the 18 just turned in early. I think it was more on the 15, but hard to say. 3's running 2nd. Whew. If anything, light drag of the right rear out up 2. 16's gonna clear the 11 and that cocoa ball. Time with a little bit of wall tap. 15 with the wall tap going into 3. Net code if anything. 20's in 4th. Net code or slight light tap. 1, same situation again. That time actually gets it a little bit. Yeah, everybody's pushing it so close to the wall, and the entry in 1 ends up dragging it. Alright, I don't think there's really anything else. This is basically the end. 15 gets in the wall, so let's take a look at the results. Should hopefully be a decent gain. Top split, 4 3,800 strength of field, so like I said, for me, pretty strong. I think I lost like 0.33 or something like that from the Tour Mod fixed race. I never went back and officially looked at the results, but got a 10th of that back, so back up to 3.42. Fast lap wise was about half a 10th off of what the 1 or the 2 won the race. It was a little bit faster than the 8, not quite as fast as the 4 and the 17. I think the people that were a little bit slower had the tire saving going on. The front 5 were just kind of able to break away in that last restart, so that kind of gave them a little bit of a separation because you can see there was about a second of a difference between the 17 and the 4. Again, I was battling with a bunch of people, so I was trying to push as hard as I could, get through the field as quickly as I could. So I think I probably could have done a slightly better job of saving tires. Probably should have laid back, maybe followed the 8 a little bit better. He seemed to have a better idea of how to do that. Question is, would I have gotten much further ahead of where I finished? I don't know. It would have been pretty close. I felt like I needed to get by some of that slower traffic earlier to prevent myself from getting stalled out and being at too much of a gap to make up and not having enough laps left to do it. But kind of hard to say overall. Pretty happy to get that recovery though. We got 63 iRating, so I think we're actually like 5 or 10 points ahead of where I was coming into the Tour Mod race before I lost that. I think I lost like probably 20 or something like that out of that one. So I should end the week higher than where I started at least almost to the 2,900 mark. So hopefully if I get some more races in week 9, run better in those, try to keep it clean, it should be a better one, but a good race to test myself against some stronger people. Put the Tour Mod race behind me, clean it back up, prove that I can run clean. Had that little bit of the issue with 9, felt bad about that, but those are just mistakes that I got to learn from. keep learning the limits, especially with these cars. You know, I'm learning how to push them on the edge, and sometimes I step over that bounds, and that's kind of what happened there, where I hit the 9. So gotta keep improving it, work on, trying to do what I can. Maybe for the qualifying effort, actually get qualifying effort, maybe it would have been slightly different where we were at, but hard to say. But still really happy with the recovery overall. Gave you guys good race around traffic moving up through, so definitely try to play some cerebral passes, plan some stuff ahead, watch some people tendencies, learn that a little bit better, and had a good battle there. 8, tried to hang with them, got by the 1 last lap, so a lot of good stuff out of it. I think there was a lot of good moments for you guys to watch. So hopefully you guys enjoy that one. Feel free to leave any comments. If you got comments for driving these cars, how to work throttle off with the wheel, tire saving, anything like that, just love to hear from you guys. It'll be definitely interesting at Richmond next week. I remember the last time I ran these, I struggled hard at Richmond, so hopefully try to improve on that, get some practice in, learn on that, and have some fun. So till the next one, I hope all your laps are fast, your races are clean, and your finishes are good. Thanks for watching.